Well, howdy. I am CharLee Simons. This is Do Not Talk. Talk about two things you're never supposed to talk about, religion and politics. Somebody has to. It's about dang time. So it's so funny. All of a sudden, I'm seeing like nobody had this name, Do Not Talk. And they were like, well, what does that mean? Well, I talk about the two. It's a Do Not talk show. How about that? And now all of a sudden, I'm seeing other people like kind of stealing the name, which I guess is a compliment. I would like to encourage you to buy American like I do, and to vote American and to vote life, vote biblical principles, live your life that way. And as a Bible believing follower of Christ Jesus, I am going to do everything I can to introduce you to people that the media is ignoring. And a lot of them are strong individuals. It's time to cowboy up. My guest today is Bruce Boyer. He's running for Congress. Whoa. You're like, oh, no, another politician. No. Wait. Trust me on this. You're going to get a kick out of this guy. And you're going to want to vote for him. You're going to want to support him. That's what this show is all about. Bring it to you what the media is ignoring. Not going to see Bruce Boyer on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. Or, I would also like to encourage you to buy American-made products. The company is, over 30 years old, over 400 products for sale. Everything from stuff for your face, stuff to eat, stuff to clean your house, stuff to over 400 products, all made in the United States of America. And join me in buying American, supporting American. It's kind of like Amazon meets Costco, where you're in the club, and now you got access to all this stuff, buying all this stuff, and we're all in it together. It's hard to find products that are just made in the USA, isn't it now? I know, because I check labels all the time. Imagine my disappointment when my favorite Justin boots and hats, last time I picked up a pair, said made in China. I'm like, what are you? No. So it's hard to find. So that's why I'm glad to bring this to you. It's freedomswitchusa.com/Charlie. Join me on there. freedomswitchusa.com/Charlie. And I'll see you there. All right, Bruce Boyer. It's time to cowboy up, my friend. He's coming up next here on Do Not Talk. Hit it.
Yep, here he comes. Riding his trusted steed through the Sierra foothills as he brings you the news. He calls himself
Charlie.
What you doing, Charlie?
Sorry, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie. There you are. Look how cute you are. Yeah.
Hey, Charlie. What's with the dark glasses?
And now, here he is, a man of God, living in a world of Disney.
Ow, Charlie!
CharLee Simons.
Charlie bit me.
I recently had a friend tell me, Charlie, you really shouldn't do that intro anymore because it's just too cartoony. It just makes it look like, that your show is a joke and just goofing around. And I'm like going, Beth, I love you. You're smarter than me. That's probably good advice, but I am cartoony. So I like that. Here we go. Let's dive right in, ladies and gentlemen, for your dining and dancing pleasure. Let's do a little two-step George Strait style with Bruce Boyer.
Absolutely.
What's up, buddy boy?
Howdy. Wait a minute. You know my official ballot title is what? You
What?
didn't look? My official
I
ballot
got your
title,
website right here. What is it?
I'm a businessman and a dancer. Okay, so let's dance right into this. Absolutely, yes. Let's cowboy up, right?
Hold on.
All right, now I got to show
on.
folks my shirt so they don't think I walk around wearing a t-shirt when I'm doing politics, right?
Hold on, Bruce. Hold on before you do. I don't want you to feel alone in all this.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's see your shirt.
All right, now. All right, because I normally will wear the, the vest, the long sleeve shirt, and do all that, but because I'm on CharLee show today,
again.
I had to go with Make America Cowboy Again.
Love it.
Yes, I have vehicle decals for this. They will be here tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yes.
Let's see
Make
the back.
America Cowboy Again.
What's it say on the back? Let's see the back.
Oh, wait. Oh, you want to see the backside? Okay.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh, wait. You want to see the impressive sign first? Yeah, there it is.
The impressive
Okay, now we
sign.
can see the
There it
backside.
is. Cowboy
Okay,
Bruce Boyer.
there
Okay.
it is.
There it is. Okay, Bruce Boyer for Congress. If you don't love it, leave it. There
There
you go. Hey, where did
Oh,
you grow up? Where are you? I can't believe you're California, especially Southern California.
well, there's a lot of debate about where the best cowboys come from, whether it's Oklahoma. I got family from Texas, California. But what there is absolutely no debate about, all the best cowgirls in California.
Okay, a lot of truth there. A lot of truth.
No, I grew up in Reseda, California.
Uh-huh.
Yes, literally, Tom Petty did live up the street. My older brother knew him. So, yeah, grew up in Reseda.
Into the great wide open. So where are you
Yeah.
now?
I'm in Ventura County, California. So just the next county to the west and north of LA County.
I love that area. I had a friend who worked there with the Salem Media Group when I was working there as well. I was up in Sacramento. He was in Ventura, and it was just looked like such a great place to live. And you're right on the other side of a mountain range from Simi Valley, home of the Ronald Reagan Library.
Right. I live in a place called Chatsworth Lake Manor. So I am actually people. I've had many knowledgeable, nice people try to tell me that I don't live in Ventura County. And I have to explain to them, no, I'm pretty sure I do. I had a gal that when we signed she was gathering signatures for the recall of Gavin Newsom. She was trying to explain to me that I didn't live in Ventura County. That's okay. Now, she never lets anybody forget that.
You're running for U.S. Congress. Who are you running against?
Well, the current incumbent is Julia Brownley. If you're not familiar with her politics, think Dianne Feinstein, except that Julia has a nicer wife. I understand. I've never met her, but I'm told that Julia Brownley's wife is a very nice lady.
And how long has Julia had that current position?
I think this is her 10th year there, doing a splendid job of doing everything she possibly can to destroy our country, and she's really excelled at that. Yeah. In fact, one of her key pieces of legislation was bringing all the pronouns into the federal government. Yes, yeah. So she's accomplished that. She's just done a lot of great stuff.
And we can make jokes about that all we want, but here's the bottom line for everybody who goes, who cares what they do? Let them do it. You got to get your head out of the sand or out of your wherever it is.
You're not doing that in my country. They can leave.
Yeah,
I mean, if they love it, they can leave it. I'm okay with that.
It's all about eroding the base a little bit at a time, and next thing you know, everything's collapsing if you allow them to get away with this crap over and over and over again. And unfortunately, so many on the Republican side are just like going, oh, well, whatever, let them do whatever they want, let them dictate the morals of society from their little palace in the sky there. No, I'm not going to do it. That's why I said I'm going to vote life. I'm going to vote. Are you a believer? Because I do vote for Christians. Okay,
I am.
I didn't want.
I mean, I'm sure there are moral, honest people that are not Christians, and there are Christians that are not honest, moral people because they're not walking the walk.
Correct. Boy, that's so true. Thank you for saying that. You're absolutely right. And I also vote pro-life.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I vote somebody who stands up for a marriage between a man and a woman, traditional marriage. That's what I vote for. That's what I'm interested in. Because again, I don't think the government should be dictating and forcing others to get involved with societal things that are going on. That's not
I
their
agree.
business.
I mean,
that's
my
not their
opponent,
job.
Julia Brownley, she wants to be with a woman. I mean, that's her choice. That's their choice. That's what they want to do. But don't impose that on the rest of us. You cannot have a functioning civilization if you remove the marriage between one man and one woman. If you go any other way, you'll destroy civilization. It's not a religious issue. It's a factual issue. If you go to a polygamous society, you will absolutely destroy civilization. That's proven time and again. It's not a religious issue. It's a civilization issue. You cannot have young men going, I don't get a wife because the old dude's got 5. It is not going to work for civilization. All you're going to do is have women will be bought and women will be owned. And if you read scripture, that's 100% contrary to what Jesus is talking about. And and I have discussions with people. I say, look, put all that aside. You can't have a functioning civilization without actual permanent marriage between a man and a woman. You can have all kinds of other stuff, but you won't have a civilization.
You're absolutely right. There's a pastor down in Southern California there that I met at one of the many protests that I've attended and rallies at the state capitol building. And he was talking about that. And he goes, Charlie, if you look throughout the world history, every time a world leading Greece comes to mind, Egypt at one time, of course, Rome, anytime they bring in their sexual deviancy into the ruling class, it starts to erode, but it hits a whole
Correct.
new level of when they start jacking with children.
Oh, yes.
And when they start jacking, and this is world history, when they start jacking with kids and bringing this in and making it okay, that's when God goes, everybody out of the pool. I'm pulling the rug out from under you. And that's it. Next thing you know, that society's going down.
That's correct.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. That's biblical. You don't mock God that way. Jesus was serious when he said, if you cause any of these young ones to stumble, it'd be better for you to have a heavy millstone tied around your neck and for you to be cast into the sea. In other words, never been born at all. This is a real deal. You can do whatever you want with your own stupid adult body, but the moment you start jacking with children, you have a whole new set of problems with people like me. And forget me, a little old me. Who am I? You got a whole new problem with God.
Yeah, that's not who you want to be arguing with, and if you do, you don't want to be winning.
So you have
I'm good to argue, but I know that I don't argue with God, and I certainly don't want to think I'm going to win that one.
I'm not going to be winning. Bruce Boyer for Congress.com. That's the word for FOR. Bruce Boyer, BOYER, for Congress.com. I'm looking at your website. You got.
Is it impressive looking?
It's great, excellent, well done.
It is. Is that not top tier? That is top tier, isn't it?
It is top tier. Well done.
Thank you. Is that not the best candidates website you have seen this cycle?
It absolutely within the last 20 minutes, the best one I've seen.
Hey!
You have.
I'm going to have people are going to cry. Don't say that. They work very hard to give me the most amazing. That is the absolute top tier website of any candidate in California this cycle, period. I've had that confirmed by people that have looked at many of them and go, I am a cut above.
It is really, really good.
I may not be the best, but I hire the best.
Okay, now I'm looking at content.
You
have Stand with Israel. Fantastic. Yes. You have Restore Our Constitutional Rights, especially the Second Amendment. Fantastic. Yes. California, there's a whole new set of laws that took place and went into effect on January 1st that people don't even know.
Correct.
Not our war. This war in Ukraine is not our war. We're at war with Russia. Immigration policy. Yeah, absolutely. You've
wait, immigration. I'm talking about illegals. I'm talking about build a wall, deport them all, make them pay for their stay. That's not an immigration policy. That's called an enforce the law policy. Did I set Charlie straight? Oh my.
Would you say that again? I've never heard that. That's brilliant.
I know. I came up with that. Look, I'm a salesman. That's what I do. Okay. So
say it again.
Okay. Here's what I need the audience to do. Listen to this. I need the graphic that nails this. Okay. Build the wall. Deport them all. Make them pay for their stay. Always do threes, right? Build a wall, deport them all. Bye-bye. Make them pay for their stay. Make them pay, not them, because we's cowboys. We talk like that, right?
That's right.
Make them pay for their stay. Now, let's talk what you want to know. What does that actually mean? Are you going to ask the candidate, politician, okay, Bruce, what do you actually mean by that? Explain it to us.
Go, buddy, go.
Here's what make them pay for their stay means. If you go stay at a hotel and you go have dinner and you tell them, I don't have any money, do they just throw you out or do you have to pay the bill? You have to pay the bill.
Yeah.
That's called restitution. That's our law. That's a biblical principle. So if we have somebody who's in the country illegally, they got to go. They're breaking the law. It's a law issue. It's not anything else but a law issue. It's a law. Obey the law. If you don't like the law, send somebody to Congress that'll change the law moving forward. Okay? I'm open to have conversations, but until the law is different, Congress makes the law, we enforce the law. We don't just go, you know what? I'm not good with that one today. Nah, it's okay. No. Make them pay means when we deport somebody, we give them a bill. Here's the bill. And when the bill is paid, they can come back. Now, if they pay their own bill, they can come back. But if they don't pay their bill, we get to give the bill to their country of origin. So if we deport somebody to Morocco, and I like Morocco, I'm not picking on Morocco, but I got to pick on somebody.
Never been there, but all right.
I've never been to Morocco. I'm good to go to Morocco. Please, somebody pay for it. And I don't mean the taxpayer. So let's say that Joe is here illegally from Morocco. I don't know whether he snuck in. I don't know whether he overstayed his visa, whatever it is. We deport Joe to where? Morocco. He goes back to Rabat. He goes to Casablanca, wherever it is. Well, who's paying for that airfare? The U.S. taxpayer? So the taxpayer should be on the hook. All the time that Joe was here from Morocco, he cost us money. Maybe he was in state prison. That cost the taxpayer $30,000 a year. Maybe he enrolled in community college. That cost the taxpayer, $10,000 a year. Maybe he got WIC program, food stamps, Medicare. Thank you, Gavin Newsom, whatever it is. He got money. The taxpayers paid for it. So we give him a bill. When the bill is paid, he can come back. And until all the bills are paid, we tell Morocco, we're not giving you any visas because your people come here, they steal, they're here illegally, and until you pay the bill, you don't get to come visit us. So,
and don't forget, often many of these countries are literally emptying out their prisons and sending them up here.
Yes, they are. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
almost every single country is doing that crap.
Morocco will have a bill, and if Morocco wants to have tourist visas, student visas, those are big ones, aren't they? Yes. Visas for business. Great. We'd love to have you come. But until you pay the bill for the people that didn't pay their bill in Morocco, that would be a no. I've encountered people here illegally from Ireland, Australia. Deport them all, make them pay for their stay. It's amazing how many countries are going to start writing checks, aren't they?
This is brilliant.
Now,
this is brilliant.
I'm okay. I know people are going to think, gee, he seems like a really nice guy. I am, but I'm also a bill collector. I know how to get the money. I know how to get paid. You want to make sure you get paid? Yeah, Bruce will make sure we get paid. Yes. Am I going to be able to collect every dollar owed to the American taxpayer? No, let's face it. Some of these countries are just going to not pay. That's okay. But in the bill collecting world, if I can get 50 cents out of every dollar the American taxpayer is owed, that's a lot of money. Pay it down on the barrelhead, aren't we? Exactly. And are these other countries that have to pay going to be, shall we say, a little more diligent about not having their people come here illegally? Are they going to want to empty their prisons and just send off their leftovers to us? No. We want what the Statue of Liberty has. We want to welcome the immigrants we want to welcome, not take the people that are being thrown out of the other countries because they're criminals.
Bruce, I've never heard anybody say this. This is absolutely brilliant. And at first I'm thinking, oh, this sounds silly. But now I'm thinking, that sounds brilliant.
And it's not me. I cannot possibly be brilliant. I'm sure everyone else figured this out, but nobody had the guts to stand up and say,
I've never heard anyone
taking the pay.
I've never heard anyone say this.
Right. Yes. It's not because they didn't think of it. Maybe because I collect money. Maybe
no, I think it's because they didn't think of it. They did not think of it. I've had private conversations. I've never had anybody. This is the very first time I've ever heard anyone actually present this idea, and I think it's extraordinary.
It works, doesn't it?
You got to have a federal government that's on board. It's not going to work without President Trump sitting in that White House or somebody like him. It won't be. Well, Ron DeSantis didn't quit, by the way. The media has been reporting, including conservative media, stupidly reporting that he quit. He didn't.
He didn't quit.
He put his campaign on hold.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Listen, read between the lines. No, President Trump has not voiced this. However, I think that this message is going to resonate. people can say that this broadcast didn't happen. He never heard it first here. I will let him take all the credit for this. Please, I do not want credit for this. It's all his idea. It was implanted in my brain by President Trump. I'm fine with that. Now,
you got to let the ranch foreman take the credit.
That's right. That's the way he does it. Now,
you can keep your job.
But is there going to be a cowboy with a size 9.5 boot ready to apply it as necessary to get this done? Yes, that's my job. My job is to put the cowboy boot where it's got to go. Exactly. We're going to get this done. You just like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to build a wall. We're going to deport them all. We're going to make them pay for their stay. Oh, did you want to ask me how we get to deport 20 million illegals? Because I have people tell me that can't be done.
I'm hearing that same thing. No, it costs too much. It's too cost prohibitive. I'm like, well, for one thing, these idiots are giving.
Ask me how I get it done.
They're giving these illegals debit cards with $5,000 on them just for coming over here illegally, according to Sheriff Lamb in Pinal County, Arizona. That's going on. Not to mention what they're getting from Social Security per child, supposedly, that they have. $2,400 each.
Social Security is going broke because they're handing the tax money to the illegals so they can tell the people on Social Security they're out of money? I'm shocked to hear that.
Then you're telling me we're not going to be able to afford to deport these people back to their country of origin?
I got a plan.
What do you?
I got a plan.
Bruce,
I got a plan. So ask me, Bruce, how would you deport 20 million people?
Hold on a second. Let me do it right. Bruce, how would you deport 20 million people?
I'm glad you asked, because that's got to be part of the plan to figure it out, right? Yes. So we have a plan. This is a new one, carrots and sticks, right?
Carrots and sticks. Okay, gotcha. A carrot at the end of the stick to get the mule to progress forward. Right.
Well, no, it's a choice. You get a carrot or you get a stick. Now, when people say that we should be sympathetic, that people want to come here for a better life, look, let me be candid. If I was an illegal, I'd do everything I could to get into this country, legally or not. I get it. Illegals have to pay the coyotes that transport them to get in the country. Now, they don't have the $10 or $12 or $20,000 that coyote's going to demand. So what do? They go in debt so that when they get here, they will pay back the coyotes. Okay, I get that they want to get here. I get that they want to get here legally, but that door isn't open. I'm open to make that happen. But how do we get rid of the 20 million that are here? This is the carrot or stick approach. If they will voluntarily deport, fine. They just will need to register. They're voluntarily deporting. We have confirmation that they've left. Bye-bye. They're out of here. They now will be able to apply to get a visa to come here. That would be a work visa. Back in World War II, we called it the Bracero program. Okay? You come here to work. You don't want to be a citizen. You want to come here to work. You come here under a Bracero program. And by the way, for those of you that don't speak Spanish, that is not a derogatory term at all. Okay? Look, my family, I got family that comes from Texas. So people want to start talking about people that came to this country from Mexico, just zip it. Okay? So, they can let them apply to come and work here. Show that they've got a source of income, a job. They're going to be working for somebody. There is something called H1N1 visas, but those are designed for tech people. So,
which, by the way, almost every single nation has this kind of policy. You better prove that you're going to be able to take care of yourself if you're going to be coming into our country.
Of course.
And you better prove that you have a place to stay.
Or you have to show that somebody's going to pay for you. I don't know. Maybe there's maybe this is why they're pushing polygamy, so that these women can come here and be, like that guy's fifth wife or something to show they're taking care. I don't know. Maybe there's a side
saying that. I haven't heard that.
We'll go back onto that one on a different topic. So let me come back to that. Okay. So if they voluntarily self-deport, they will have the ability to apply. Don't cut to the front of the line. We don't play that way. Okay. No cuts to the front of the line. They can then apply to come back in legally. Now, they're still going to have to pay for their stay. So that's going to have to be accounted for. They're going to have to take on the debt of coming here and being here illegally and getting what they stole. They're going to have to pay it back. You watch as millions of them will leave. Well, Bruce, why are they going to leave? Well, that's because there's a stick, right? You have to have a stick, or the carrot is just a freebie. Here's the stick. If you get deported, you don't get to apply to come back. You're absolutely done. Now, for the well-meaning illegal, they're going to look at this and go, you know what? It makes sense to self-deport. Because if you want to be here, you need to do it legally. But if we catch you and deport you, you're not going to come back. You're done. Now, the nation of origin, we'll go back to Morocco. Morocco is now going to have an incentive to make sure all of their people self-deport, aren't they? Yes. Morocco is going to tell them, you need to self-deport so that the rest of the people who are Moroccans are not barred from coming to the United States. Oh, yeah. See, now we're talking to what matters, right?
That's
now
that peer pressure, isn't it? That's how you motivate the military too. We'll make the entire unit do push-ups because of your screw-up, Specialist Simons.
Absolutely. This is exactly what Sergeant Snow would do. Yes, I learned from my drill instructors, and on Veterans Day, that's the one day that I will raise a toast and I drink to my drill instructors. This is exactly how you get it done. So now the people in charge of Morocco is going to go, wait a minute. If Joe doesn't self-deport and he gets deported, they're going to be on the hook. And they're not going to be able to send people here until the bill is paid. They're going to tell Joe, you need to self-deport quickly, because after the registration date is done, then we're going to be deporting people. And now the riffraff that wants to stay here, that no, we won't let them back in. See, understand, of these 20 million illegals, there's a large number. I don't know what the number is. Nobody does. Is it 1 million? Is it 5 million? It's a lot. They know there is no way they would ever be allowed to legally enter the country. They're going to fill out the form at customs, at the customs and border. Yes, I have family that are border patrol in Texas. Okay. Yeah. They're going to sit there and go, yes, here's my true name and true ID. And we're going to run them and go, hey, it looks like you're wanted for murder in Guatemala. Oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have told you. Yeah, maybe you should have just paid someone to sneak you in. Of course not. Yeah. Why would they not want to come to America, create a brand new identity? They're no longer a fleeing felon. It doesn't matter if they have 10 children that they need to support back in Morocco or 3 wives. They can come here, not have to pay any debt.
That was your choice, by the way. It was their choice. Don't expect everyone else to make good on what you got yourself into.
Oh,
I'm sorry. That's just reality.
Truth or Consequences is not just a nice town in New Mexico. Right. Yes. Consequences. So with the carrot and stick approach, you watch, 90% of the illegals will sign up to get a permanent visa, acknowledge their debt, set up a pay. This is what I do when I collect money. I set up a payment plan. The other countries will pressure them. Then when those people that don't want to self-deport are booted out, we get to make those countries pay the bill. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are going to work out to, but could I recover 75% of the cost that the American taxpayers had to foot? Awesome. I'll get 75 cents. I mean, maybe I get 50 cents, but we solve the illegal problem. We get rid of the criminals that are here illegally, and we get to have good people that want to come here, that want to pay the bills, coming to the United States. This is a win for everybody except the people that want us to lose.
But Bruce, King Obama, Bathhouse Barry Obama, during the 8 years he was dancing around on stage.
Hey, I dance well. He does not.
With his husband. He told us that they're all dreamers. They're just here looking for a better life. That's all. So we got to let them in, because that's what our country was built on, was immigrants, legal ones. Oh, shh. No, I'm sorry. Anybody coming anytime they want. That's how this country was built, right? I mean, aren't they all just dreamers? And so can't we be kind-hearted and let millions in? Can't we completely increase? Huh?
I'm kind-hearted, but here's what I wonder about.
Okay.
How many of them are living at Barack Obama's house? I mean, I'm not saying he's not a kind and generous, loving, giving person, but I'm just going, bro, how many of them are living at your house? How many of them are he's a lot wealthier than I am. How come he's not paying all the bills?
Great question.
You know what? Walk the walk, talk the talk. When I see that he's supporting hundreds of them, that they're living in his house, that he's riding a bike so
There you
that
go.
they're driving his car,
And the whole thing has
when
been
they're
so
sharing a
ludicrous.
bedroom with his daughters,
The lies that they tell, how much they care, and how much they and they enact these things because it's for our own good, and it's because they really care. For example, shut up, shut down, lock down, put on a mask, inject this crap into your body, put it into your 6-month-old body, and because we said so, because we really care. And oh, by the way, millions are coming across the border completely unvetted, completely untested, and not forced to take that same shot
like
that you were forced to take if you wanted to keep your job.
It's like you have a problem with people with felony warrants fleeing into our country to escape justice in their own country. You have a problem with that, CharLee?
The point.
You don't seem very compassionate.
The point is the hypocrisy of it all is maddening. And the worst part is the media, the complicit media that sits there and
they're irrelevant, CharLee. You bypassed them.
They are irrelevant. Good point.
You bypassed them.
Good point.
Here's a
However,
question.
Go ahead.
Here's a question I want every listener to ask anyone who advocates people coming here illegally. Okay. 2 questions. Question number 1. Exactly how many of the 7+ billion people on the planet Earth should we allow in? Because if they're all allowed in, I think it's kind of unfair not to let them all in. How many do you want to come in and pay for? What's their answer going to be? Okay. Here's your second question.
As many as it takes to change the voter roll so that we have a dominant Democrat Party. I mean,
right.
Excuse me, did I say that out loud? That's all this is. They're not undocumented workers, they're undocumented Democrats.
That's
what this is all about. It's been that way from the beginning.
More to that I'll come back around. But that's the question. Second question. If you care so much and you tell me that I don't, okay, I will grant them that they're all better people than I am. Great. Look, you're an amazing human being. I'm not. I'm a pathetic, terrible, awful individual. I am an insult to human decency, whatever. I agree. But since you are the pinnacle of virtue, would you kindly tell me how many illegals you have living in your house? Are you sleeping on the couch because they're sleeping on your bed? How many of them are sharing the house with your daughter? Did you give up your car so that illegal could have it and you're riding a bicycle? It's the same with the quote homeless people. So while you're the wonderful person, and I'm clearly a terrible human being, though I think human beings by God's standard, we're all pretty terrible anyway. But since they're the amazing one, tell me how many. I did that to a Simi Valley City Council member, Ruth Luevanos. If you want to see what a nuclear meltdown looks like, I called her out for her charity and having all these homeless people living in her house and she's sleeping on her couch. And then I went, what? Ruth, it's true, isn't it? You really are. You're not? I'm shocked. Her own city attorney had to tell her to zip it, lady. Yeah. When they get angry, it's because you hit the truth. So the other question to ask people is this, and this is deadly when you're dealing with women. So let me ask you, Jose has a wife and 4 kids in Morocco. Are you okay with Jose from Morocco, coming in the country illegally so he doesn't have to pay child support? I'm waiting for the woman that says, yeah, that's okay. I've never met her. So Joe in Morocco abandons his wife and 4 children, comes into the country illegally, assumes a new identity. His name is Jose from Guatemala, not Joe from Morocco. He's abandoned his wife and children, and he doesn't have to support them. Are you okay facilitating him doing that? And because if you are, then you support open illegal immigration.
Bruce, I got to tell you something. I've had so many people go, have you had this guy on yet? And I'm like, who, what, who, where? No.
Everything else you're talking about, getting inflation under control, safeguarding our freedoms, lowering gas prices. This is all on your website. Not Our War, restore our constitutional rights, stand within Israel, immigration policy, all at bruceboyerforcongress.com. That's the word for Bruce Boyer, Boyer, bruceboyerforcongress.com. These are brilliant ideas on immigration. I don't know if somebody else said this and you're just parodying it, or if you actually came up with these things in your head. Either way, I'm in. I think it's fantastic. I think they're brilliant. What
Thank
chance
you.
have you got to win?
Got it. I was loving that one. Literally, I did come up with this myself. I mean, I don't know how. I can't say I went to a prestigious cow college because there are no prestigious cow colleges, are there? Okay. Yes.
In Oklahoma, there's a couple.
Well, I grew up in Reseda. I had to go to a California cow college. So, yeah, I know how to drive a truck too. So, but I don't have a master's degree. I got parents that got master's degrees, both from SC, but I guess I wasn't that smart. So and these are things that, I'm a salesman. I got to figure out what sells. What does the customer want? Who's the customer? The voter. Not what does some policy think tank want to direct us around. What do we need to do? What would I do if I'm in charge? And if you all send me to Congress, I'm going to be working for you. I'm going to be in charge. And this is what I'm going to do. This is how you do it. And the questions such as ask that woman if she's okay with Joe abandoning his wife and children. These are questions I come up with because we have to sell it to people. And how do you sell it? Ask questions.
These people in office on the left don't even seem to possess the capability for any kind of critical thinking. Just your explanation of it here is probably going to baffle and confuse them. And they'll go right back to their talking points as they are shutting you down and shutting you up and deplatforming you and doing everything they can to make sure you and your ideas never see the light of day. Have you ever run for any other office before?
Actually, yes. In 2022, we had a little surprise in Ventura County. Now, Ventura County, California is not what people think of as California. California is not what people who don't live in California think it is. They think it's Berkeley, Santa Monica. No. Ventura County is in many ways like rural California, but it's a little different because we got a lot of people in Ventura County that make a very good income.
Yeah.
So
and you're right on the ocean.
Well, I'm not, but I got a lake view. We have a lot of success, big business in Ventura County that pays very well. So we have a lot of well-paid people. When I'm in a gun store in Ventura County, and we have the highest per capita ratio of gun stores of any county in California. Yes, because we're gun owners in Ventura County, and we have gun owners with money. So you look at the average income in Ventura County and you go, well, what does that person do with their money? Well, if they're a gun person, they go in the gun store and go, yeah, I want that, put that on it. Absolutely. And they throw the Visa card in the counter. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons we've got a lot of gun owners is they have the money to go, I think I need another gun, right? Okay. But we have to ask the questions. So that's why I focus on you ask the questions, because when you're selling something, it's not, let me tell you what you need to know. You ask a question. They actually know the answer. You just have to prompt them to speak the answer, which is are you okay with Joe here abandoning his wife and children? Are you okay to facilitate that? No woman will ever say to that. Another question that I'll ask, and you'll figure out the answer. I ask a woman and says, okay, so you support choice. You believe that a woman has a choice over her own body if she wants to have an abortion. So you believe in empowering women. Excellent. So if you believe that women have the power to decide if they want to have an abortion, a choice, do you also support the choice of a woman if she wants to choose to carry a gun? Not the government, her. And what does every woman answer?
Brilliant. For the most part on the left, no.
No what?
No. Just can't have a gun. Nobody can have
wait, I'm sorry. Are you suggesting that a woman will say that a woman doesn't have a right to choose to do anything?
On the left, yeah, a lot of them. Absolutely.
No. Ask it. Ask that question. I have.
Okay.
No left woman will say, here's an answer that I got from a Democrat left woman. She said, well, I don't understand. And this was at a forum thing. And she said, well, I don't understand the corollary between a woman's right to choose and a woman's right to carry a gun. However, she said, I support a woman's right to choose. So if she wants to choose to carry a gun, then I support a woman's right to choose to carry a gun because I believe in empowered women.
Okay.
Did every woman in the place applaud? Exactly.
Good.
Will any woman say that a woman doesn't have a right to choose to fill in the blank? No. No. So you make the corollary and let them agree to what they already agreed to, but they haven't thought it through because nobody asked them the question. Second of all, is a man going to say in front of a woman, well, I don't think a woman can be trusted to carry a gun? I am waiting for the opportunity to debate my Democrat opponent, Julia Brownlee, and ask her that question. Is she going to stand up there and tell women like her wife that she can't be trusted to choose to carry a gun?
Beautiful.
Never. Is any man going to stand up and say, I don't think women should be allowed to make that choice? You can't trust women. He's dead on arrival, isn't he? DOA. That's right. Put a toe tag on that guy. No. See, in order to accomplish persuasion, as a salesman, this is what I know. It's what I am. I'm a salesman. And I'm a pretty good one too, aren't I? Yes. I can sell ice to Eskimos. Yes, you just stress the water quality. It's easy. I figured that out too. You have to know the right questions to ask. So this is how you frame the question. You don't tell them, you need to do this, you need to think that. Just ask them the questions. Let them give you the answer. And then you go, you know what? I agree with you. I think you're absolutely right. That's brilliant.
Is your central committee in Ventura County behind you? The GOP. The GOP. Are they behind you?
Wait, you mean the 25 members of the Central Committee?
Mm-hmm.
You know how much support I got from 25 of them? I'll give you a clue. It's less than one. And why do you think that is, Charlie?
This is what I'm seeing. This is
Do you
what
think
I'm
they
seeing
just don't
so
like
much.
guys in Cal? Now, okay, you asked me before if I'd run for office. So in 2022, Ventura County is quasi-ish Republican, but it's not Trump in the leadership. See, the people in charge have been in charge, and they got set and running when, Reagan came to power. So we're talking people that have been there for decades. They're not Trump people. They're not even what most patriots would describe as patriots because they're not freedom people. They're not liberty people. They're power people. They want to pull the strings. They want to hold the levers.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2018, I filed to run for Ventura County Sheriff. Now you understand where some of the stuff comes from, right? Now, I'm going to ask Charlie a question. I'm not going to try to embarrass you, but really nobody knows this answer. So the office of sheriff in the state of California, that's a constitutional office, right? Yep.
No. The left changed the rules. It's a state constitutional office now.
It's in our state constitution, right? That's right. Article 1, Section 11. It's a constitutional office. It's been that way since 1850. Calls for the election of a county sheriff. So if you're a resident of the state of California, and resident means you are a registered voter, and you're a registered voter in your county, can you run for sheriff? It's a constitutional office.
Yes.
No, Charlie, you don't live in a free country.
I have to move to a different state to move to the United States of America. Is that what you're telling me?
No, you just need to fix the one we're in. This is our state. We're going to fight for it.
There
We're going to take it back. We're not going to run.
Awesome.
We're going to absolutely open up cans of, whoop on them.
Yep.
And we're going to bring the persuadables to our side.
Good.
And the non-persuadables, we're going to defeat them. The good news is that it's only about 10% that we have to defeat. There are others. Just ask those questions. You ask that woman if she supports someone coming here illegally, abandoning his wife and children and not paying child support. Absolutely not. They are persuadable. Now, there's the 10% committed left. We're not going to persuade them. So, but back to my question to answer yours. So the California Constitution, Article 1, Section 11, calls for the election of a county sheriff. As a constitutional office is every citizen endowed with the right to run for public office. All public offices, correct? That's why they're called public.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's part of the dirty that even a guy as well informed as you are doesn't know. The most powerful offices at the county level are not the Board of Supervisors. They're actually who? Who controls the money?
Oh.
The
Interesting.
treasurer.
Yeah.
And who brings in the money? The assessor on the property taxes, right?
Yeah.
And who enforces the law? The sheriff. All of those offices, you are barred from running. And so am I. And so are 99.98% of the adult population citizens of California. See, you didn't know that, Charlie. So when I filed to run for sheriff of Ventura County in 2018, I knew that. I knew that corrupt Democrats and Republicans in the state legislature had passed a law back in 1989 that said you cannot run for sheriff unless you're a salaried, read union, law enforcement officer. So you can be a prison guard, you can be a park ranger, you can be a police officer, you could be a deputy sheriff, you could be any one of multiple federal officers. But as Judge O'Neill, because I brought a lawsuit, I'm good at that too. People go, are you an attorney? I said, no, but I hire really good attorneys. I'm an experienced, successful litigant too. Good. So the Democrats and Republicans, because who was governor of California in 1989? I give you a hint, it was a Republican. Former prosecutor, district attorney, yes, George Duke Magian. He and the Republicans and Democrats cut a deal. They wrote a law to override the state constitution. Wait, can the legislature write a law to override the state constitution? No. No. Any law that contradicts what the state constitution is unconstitutional. Right out the gate, isn't it? Absolutely.
Right.
Now, can they write a law to disenfranchise people from running for public office? Absolutely not. That's the core of our people, our government by the people. It's a government by the people, of the people, ergo for the people. So I knew that law was on the books. I knew a guy had tried to challenge it on his own, being his own attorney. That wasn't going to work. I mean, I've talked to the man. He did what he could, but not being an attorney, he was going to get screwed. So I looked at it and went, okay, we're going to have a fight. I'm bringing my attorney, and I've got everything on my side. I've got the law, I've got the facts, I've got the Constitution. We're going to take this to court. So in 2018, I went in and paid a filing fee of $2,650 to run for the office of county sheriff. That's another little dirty thing we can get into. The way the filing fees are set in California, it is designed to discourage people.
Very cost prohibitive. Yes,
That's
absolutely. Right. For we little guys to ever be able to run for anything. How much did it cost you again?
Well, I'm not such a, quote, little guy. I can write those checks. Okay, $2,650 for an office that I knew the clerk was going to tell me I was not allowed to run for, and I forfeited my money. That's a pretty bold move on a poker table too, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but I made that move, and I turned in my nominating signatures. And the key thing that got me nominated signatures fast I could pass around a clipboard was I said, we're not going to have a sanctuary state. That SB 54 sanctuary law is rebellion, and I will put an end to that day one. So we filed a lawsuit when the clerk told me, and who was the clerk? What party do you think the county clerk was a member of?
It's pretty obvious.
He's a Republican.
No, what?
Yes. Oh, see, you missed that. No, the county clerk, Mark Lunn, was a Republican. See, this is why I'm going through this, because you assume that all the evil, corrupt people are Democrats.
Unfortunately, you're right.
I hate being right about this, don't I? I so want to be wrong about this. But I'm sorry, where the evidence and the facts are is what we have to go with, not what we want it to be. Okay.
Mm.
Tinkerbell's a cartoon character. I know. Breaks my heart.
And Bathhouse Barry Obama. Cartoon character.
Oh, I love.
Uh,
We'll talk about Occidental College another day.
So, so you first said 2022 you ran for sheriff, and then you said
So no, this is in 2018. I filed to run for sheriff.
Okay.
We brought a lawsuit. We went in front of the presiding judge of the Ventura County Superior Court, Judge O'Neill, who was extremely nasty and rude to my attorney. And this is very rare. Judges are never rude to attorneys. I mean, the courtroom decorum and courtesy, it's at the highest level for a reason. My attorney had never been spoken to by a judge in this manner. So let me quote Judge O'Neill. He ruled that the law was not a violation of the state constitution. In fact, the standards, the qualifications as they call them, are too low. Why, even his bailiff, whose job is basically to fetch his coffee, was qualified to run for sheriff, while he, the presiding judge, is not qualified. And then he realized how far down his throat he had put his shoe, right? Here you have the presiding judge as, quote, qualified under the law as a man could possibly be for the county of Ventura, population 150,000, stating he's not able to run for sheriff. But yet the bailiff, whose job is to literally get his coffee and look good in a uniform, can run for sheriff. And who was the defendant in that case? Mark Lund, the Republican clerk. Right. Do you understand who's really in charge and it's not just evil, corrupt Democrats? So that lawsuit went through the state appellate court.
Give me a headache. You give me a headache. Bruce, you're giving me a headache.
Headache? I got to live this, man. I filed the money for a campaign. I set up a campaign. I hired the attorneys. We went to the state appellate court, and the state appellate court ruled this. The law is constitutional because otherwise a 5-year-old, the judge's 5-year-old grandson could run for sheriff. No, 5-year-olds can't run for any office because they're not registered voters. But either the judge is ignorant or chose not to go there. So the state appellate court ruled that the California legislature can write a law to disenfranchise the citizens from a public office and override the state constitution. That is completely unconstitutional, isn't it? 100%. Slam dunk, punch him in the face. Now, I'm going through this so you get an idea of where I'm coming from. At that point, having spent all that money on attorney's fees, filing fee, spent 20-some thousand on a campaign, and I didn't ask for a single donation because that would have been dishonest to ask people to donate money for an office that I was legally barred from running for, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? What do you think you do at that point?
Punt. Oh, I'm sorry, that's in football.
What do you think you do at that point?
What?
You cowboy up. You take it to federal court.
Attaboy.
That's right. That's who this cowboy is. I went, okay, all that money I paid for the attorney's fees, $2,650 filing fees, a drop in the bucket, all the money I spent on the campaign, being screwed over by the California appellate court. They thought I was going to go home and cry.
Right.
Wrong guy.
Wrong guy.
Took him to federal court.
Beautiful.
Now, this is what we call a matter of public policy, correct? This isn't a personal claim. So in the legal world, there's a theory called res judicata. That says, have you already adjudicated this matter? And if you have, you can't take it to the court again. So the state of California, and representing Mark Lund, the Republican clerk who keeps all of us off the ballot, filed for a motion to dismiss, claiming it's res judicata. Well, the rules of federal court say that you cannot apply res judicata to a matter of public policy. And this law affects every citizen of the state of California. So what do you think happened?
I can't wait to hear because I know I didn't see it on the NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Now,
what happened?
Well, this was in 2019. Now, I've spent at this point a year watching the wheels of justice turn extremely slow because they're not wheels of justice. They're wheels of a grist mill. They got to grind you up finally, don't they? Yes.
Exactly.
So the judge made a ruling to strike down my claim. That's right. He applied res judicata. Now, when a judge rules against you to strike your case, you have something called an appellate process, right? Yes. You go to an appeals court and you go, this rogue judge cannot do this. This is a violation of all the requirements of the federal court system, right?
Again, hoping that you would have just given up and gone home.
Yes. Do you think at this point they figured out I wasn't going to go home and cry?
They're probably
Pretty
getting
much.
there.
Now, you could only appeal a ruling that is entered. Guess what the judge did?
Didn't enter it.
Bingo. That was 5 years ago. Still hasn't been entered.
I've had Roland Brunson on my show several times. He's the one suing justices in the Supreme Court, and he's telling stories like this where they just don't even file it, and you have to get a motion, and you have to do this and that and other legal stuff to force them to do it, and they just drag their feet, knowing that they are in the wrong.
Yes.
And plus, don't forget, they're getting paid a lot of money to do
It's a
everything they
huge
can to stop you.
position.
Yeah.
Wait. So at
This is their
point-
full-time job, is to stop you and people like you.
Yeah. So what do you think I did at that point? Did I go home and cry?
No.
No. So did I have standing to file for sheriff in 2022 and bring another lawsuit? No, because they'd say I'm a vexatious litigant. Yes, I'm a
Oh,
problem.
now you're a vexatious litigant. That's a label
Got
they
it.
throw on you you have to literally put in a retainer of a certain amount of money, whatever they decide, before
Got
you
it.
can ever bring any kind of lawsuit
Right.
up for hearing again. Yeah.
Am I the only guy affected by this law? No. Did I know CharLee up in Sacramento County? No. But I knew a guy named Sammy in LA County. Sammy brought a lawsuit to run for sheriff in LA County 2022. He got in front of a federal judge. Guess whose attorneys he used?
Yours.
Must we already had everything laid out, right?
Exactly.
He got in front of another federal judge. We get another swing at the bat, right?
Good.
So the judge assigned to the case.
Because all we need to do is have the Supreme Court actually hear it and make a decision, and now you have precedent, right?
No, don't even need to go to that. It
No?
doesn't even need to go that far. I
Okay.
won't get into all the rules of federal court.
Okay.
But his judge assigned to the case is very noteworthy because this judge is the first openly homosexual judge appointed to the Ninth Circuit Court by Barack Obama.
Of course.
That tells you how good a judge he is, right? I mean, I think that had nothing to do with why he was appointed, right? Nothing. So
You're
the
being
queen-
facetious, of course.
of course. So
I mean, this
another
is total
filing
DEI,
fee was
isn't it?
another filing fee was paid. So Sammy's a friend of mine. I help out, right? Right. And if we win Sammy's case, then I guess I got precedent, don't I? Or I have what's called a split decision. Now we got to get the appellate court to handle it, don't we? Yes. And Sammy's case as itself would be a basis to allow me to run for sheriff and bring a suit for damages, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. So Sammy's case, he did all the paperwork was done right. Did the judge rule on his case before the filing deadline expired? Of course not. No, of course not. And the judge said, no, he has no standing. He's an American citizen, lives in LA County, running for LA County Sheriff. No, and the claim is completely baseless. Yes. And then as to an appeal, the judge said, if the attorneys proceed forward, they will be sanctioned by the court.
So now attorneys are afraid to do anything.
The attorneys weren't afraid. I mean, I'm not going to tell you I inspire them or I just attract like people, men, however. But when the court says, we're not going to let you win and we're going to break everything you have, and the law allows them to, there you go. I'm a long experienced litigant in federal court. I've been in federal court for civil rights cases going back to 2003. Yes, this is not my first rodeo. I do court cases as well. Ride, not so good, but as long as I look good in a cowboy hat and do other things well, that's what matters. I don't know how to spell quit. Yeah, I can't. No. Now, here's a fun little thing. We'll see. We're going to test CharLee again. See how knowledgeable CharLee is. In order to impeach a president, who brings charges of impeachment?
Now, remember, I'm a product of Bakersfield Unified. So,
Are you a driller?
a rebel, actually, South Bakersfield High.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I mean, I'm more of a drillers fan, and you can explain that to people. I'm more of a drillers fan.
It's
We'll get into drill baby drill on another podcast, or we'll keep going.
the House brings up these.
The House of Representatives, yes. The House of Representatives brings forth articles of impeachment. So that's put forth by one member of Congress, and then other members can sign on and go from there. What all federal offices does the Congress have the authority to impeach? Mr. Constitutional Scholar over there from South Bakersfield High School, a rebel?
Very good question. I don't know. What's the answer?
I'll give you a hint. I'm running for that job.
Senate.
And the other federal office we get to impeach are, can you think who I might have at the top of my Christmas list?
President.
No, that'll be Trump.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully, Lord willing.
What other federal offices would Congress, since there's president, elected members of the House and Senate, what appointed federal offices are there that, I don't know, need to be impeached? Starts with a J.
FBI, DEA.
J.
Absolutely.
Second letter's a U. J, U. Come on, CharLee. You mean federal judges?
You're talking about federal judges, yeah. You're talking
Who has the power to impeach them, CharLee?
Yeah.
Oh, Congress. Can any individual member of Congress bring forth impeachment on a federal judge?
Yeah. Marjorie
Yes.
Taylor Greene's proven that.
Thank you. See, you are paying attention. You know this. You know this. That's right. That's right. So I'm running for Congress. So in 2018, did I get to actually be on the ballot for sheriff? No. Did people vote for me as write-ins? Yes, they did. Did the Republican clerk even count the write-in votes? No. No, he did not. So in 2022, the insiders
People need to be in prison. People need to be in prison for what's going on. There are
I'm
four
okay with
branches.
prison. I mean, personally, I prefer to get a rope, but I'll be gracious and give them prison.
Okay. Listen,
I
we've been on the
I literally bought a new rope yesterday.
for lassoing, right?
No, not for lassoing. It'll hold 340 pounds. It's weight tested. I figure any politician that we need to string up that weighs more than 340 pounds will just have to double loop it, right?
Let's listen.
I wouldn't want to embarrass them with a broken rope. That would be humiliating.
Jerry Nadler.
I'm courteous. I'll hang them with a smile. I'm okay with that. Can I personally do the stringing up?
We've been
Or
on.
should we just auction that off to the people? I think that'd be a great way to raise revenue.
That's another great money-making idea. Beautiful.
Oh, that's how we do the death penalty. No, you do the death penalty. You raffle off tickets for the firing squad.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me you would not be buying tickets.
Quit now. Quit it. Quit it. You're giving the left ammo, so to speak.
I tell them this.
We've been on the air. We've been
I
on
saw your opening line. I have been accused of being, I have been asked, are you real or a parody? And I answer both. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to have fun in anything and everything I do. And if I'm going to run for office, I'm going to have fun. If I'm going to go to Congress, I'm going to have fun. Every one of my supporters, we have fun. I'm throwing a barbecue on February 4th.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
And where's that barbecue at?
I know it's going to be down in SoCal.
Camarillo.
Yeah, Camarillo.
Camarillo Guns. Now, when I say I throw the barbecue, who's paying for the barbecue? Bruce.
Oh, you are. Okay.
I'm inviting people.
your campaign, I hope. It's Meet the Candidate
Well, mostly
Barbecue at
it's my money.
Camarillo Gun Store at 1780 Ventura Boulevard down in Camarillo.
That's
And
right.
it starts, it says all day. What time does it start?
Right now we're kind of working on that, probably around noon. So we're just going to kind of fine tune that down. So I means I bring the barbecue, I bring the cooks. Now we're not having Costco hot dogs. Oh, no, 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 no. If I'm throwing a barbecue, we're going to have quality stuff. We're looking at carne asada. No, we're going to have a top rate barbecue. Am I charging for the barbecue? No. What kind of a rude person throws an event and asks you to pay?
And then makes you to pay.
Politicians.
Yeah. Well,
They're called
everybody.
fundraisers.
Yeah, yeah. Politicians
No.
do that.
No, no. Now,
Uh,
what could be more fun than having a really great barbecue that somebody else pays for?
Having live music.
I'm working on that. So for my event in May, as I move forward from the top two, you're going to bring me back on. I'm going to tell you about that event. And then you're going to do the postscript on it. You're going to go, you know, Bruce, this is the best event any politician's ever thrown in California in your lifetime. You'll see that.
Okay.
So at this barbecue, it's at the gun store. Is Carlton, who runs Camarillo Guns, going to have some specials for that day? Oh, absolutely he is. He's a very smart businessman, right? That's right. Now, what makes it even better than that? You're at the gun store.
A giveaway.
What could be better? And
A
the
giveaway.
gun store and the barbecue.
Giveaway.
Exactly. And who should be doing the giveaway?
You in the gun store.
Exactly. Now, one of the problems that I have, and I have a lot of problems, and this is one problem, I'm not comfortable going to serve in Congress, getting a salary that I vote on. Okay, blame my mother. I have an ethics problem with that. Okay? I'm not going to vote to get a higher salary the entire time I'm there. I cannot vote to pay myself more money. That is absolutely
Idiots give
unethical.
themselves raises all the time.
I
and the
can't do
media
that.
Doesn't even cover it anymore.
I cannot do that. So I also have a problem getting paid. What are we at? It's $178,000 a year. Okay. CharLee, let me be candid. I'm taking a pay cut to go to Congress. I'm a very good salesman. I make plenty of money in my businesses. I'm putting all that aside. I mean, I'm still working, 20 hours a week. And I'm in my office right now. And I got a campaign 50 hours a week.
20 hours a week.
I mean, hey, I have a great staff. I've got my son and daughter both work with me. It'll do. But I'm going to take a pay cut. But still, regardless of a pay cut, the people didn't approve that salary. So I figured out how to fix it.
Okay.
Every month I'm in Congress, I'm going to come back and do a barbecue. I'm going to pay for that.
Okay.
And the people are invited. I just can't imagine how much fun it's going to be having people come and eat my barbecue. Say, hey, Bruce, I didn't vote for you, but I'm going to eat your carne asada. I'm like, that's cool. Come on, come every time, right? No problem.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm also going to do then is a giveaway. Because not everybody in Ventura County is rich. Not everybody can walk into Camarillo Guns and go, you know what? That's the gun of my dreams, and throw down a Visa card. So I'm going to fix that. When you come to the barbecues, while I'm running for office, and I'm going to have 24 of them, register to win.
Beautiful. And register to vote at the same time.
Well, we're going to make sure you're registered to vote.
But a third of the state of California claims to be Christian. Only about 40% of them are even registered to vote. This is apathetic and pathetic. We need to, I think at these kind of events, we need to have cards right there so people can register to vote.
Yep, and I'm fixing that. Because
Good.
in order to win, you have to register.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to be a registered voter in the district or Ventura County, because there's a couple parts of Ventura County that are not in the district. And I like Ojai. I don't want them, even though they're not in the district, and Ojai is a wonderful place. I mean, it's just such a neat place to go to. But even though it's not in the district, I don't want to tell people in Ojai, oh, yeah, no, thanks for coming. You get barbecue, but you can't win. No. If you live in the county or in the district, you get to register. Okay. Now, if I win, I hold the victory barbecues and the giveaways. So if I don't win, there's no victory barbecue and there's no giveaway. Now, again, I have my problems, but I'm not called a cheapskate. No, I'm not the cheapskate guy. So I figured a very generous gift certificate to give away at every barbecue once a month for 24 months would be a $2,500 gift certificate that I will write out of my salary check to the lucky winner who enters at the sign-up barbecues.
Wow.
$2,500 will buy the gun of their dreams.
Heck, and then
This
some.
guy does not have to explain to his wife
And all
why
the ammo and extra magazines. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You do not have, now this guy does not have to go back and explain to his wife why he spent that money.
Mm.
I mean, he'll be able to buy her something at the gun store too. I would suggest he spend the $2,500 and buy them matching guns. Absolutely. Right? See, there's your anniversary gift. It's all there.
There you go.
And she can, and wait, she gets to come to the barbecue too. She gets to register. It's two chances to win.
Bruce, we've been on the air for over an hour, coming up on an hour and a half. And
You want to know how I win?
most people don't stick around that long and keep watching shows that are this long.
Oh, they're watching because we're entertaining.
I think
We're gonna
you
tell you how I
are.
win.
I think you're absolutely. How do you win?
How do I win? Okay, here's how I win. Ventura County is not the Bay Area. It's not LA.
Thank God.
We have a ratio of gun owners in our county that we have about 125,000 gun owners right now. We're adding, our gun stores are adding 750 gun owners a month, brand new first-time gun owners. Typically, these people aren't Republicans, but now that they're gun owners, they're going to vote gun owner, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Do the math. That's almost 10,000 new gun owners a year. How many votes does Bruce need to win in November? I need about 155 to 165,000 votes. The gun vote is the base right there. Next, Trump. Trump, polling-wise, in Ventura County, California, means Ventura County is polling about 7 points pro-Trump. Is that enough to win the state? No. Is it enough for a Trump candidate to win Ventura County? Absolutely. Here's a shocker for you folks. There are now 6 congressional seats in California that if your congressional candidate is aligned with Trump, are Trump-leaning districts. We flip 6 if those congressional candidates are aligned with Trump. The problem is, of those 6 districts, only one of them has a Republican who stands 100% with Trump, me. The others haven't figured this out. They, like the central committees, hate anybody that stands with Trump. They hate them. I mean, I'm not going to tell you they hate me personally, though that probably is true as well. No, I try to be a nice guy, but I stand with Trump, and that means we're against the status quo power structure. We have another 6 congressional seats in California that, if you apply the Trump polling, are now battleground dead even. Trump has moved California, according to the polls, 16 points towards Trump. That means 12 California congressional seats could be winnable by Trump congressional candidates. How do you win? The gun vote, the Second Amendment vote, because Second Amendment is rock solid. If you're going to be a gun owner, you have a choice. You either get constitutionalists in office, or you're going to be killed or disarmed or go to prison. Those are your choices. You'll be a disarmed slave. They're going to kill you, or you're going to go to prison, or you're going to elect Second Amendment patriots. And the Republican Party does not put forth Second Amendment patriots. You know that. That's why you're holding your hat. It's 100% true. They put out wiki wishy-washies and tell the Second Amendment people, well, you just need to vote for him because he's better than the Democrat. No, we don't. We don't. We demand 100% Second A candidates. So Second A, that's how it wins. Trump, that's how it wins. Next one, stand with Israel. The Democrats are in huge trouble over Israel. What they're trying to do is straddle both sides, appease the Jewish vote, the Israel support vote, and they're trying to appease the Hamas people. I am forcing my Democrat opponent to clearly straddle and fall between both sides. She is losing the stand with Israel Jewish vote. I'm not going to get the whole Jewish vote, but for those that don't know the area, Ventura County, especially in Agoura Hills, Westlake areas of LA County, Thousand Oaks, we have a lot of Jewish people in this county. Absolutely. That could be 10% of the electorate easily. She's got a problem there. They're going to switch over and vote for Bruce. All of them? No, but many. Her other problem the Democrats have is that as much as 10% of their vote are these indoctrinated little Marxists, Hamas marchers. And if they walk from the Democrats, And that's why Rashid Tlaib has said so. If they do not vote Democrat, the Democrats lose as a party. I'm helping Julia Brownlee, the Democrat, and this is what other Republicans need to do, force that issue, make them lose. Now, those are the issues and how I win. Here's some numbers to encourage people. This cowboy is now rocking Facebook and Instagram at 30,000 a day. That is an insane number. But I've got a social media gal and she works it. My website is getting 3,000 hits a day. That's an insane number.
It's awesome, buddy.
My sign bikes are out there. I've got 50 sign bikes. What's a sign bike? It's a 2x6 foot banner on a bracket mounted on a bicycle, parked where everybody can see it. It's a $200 display. I got 50 of them out there. I got 50 more coming. We've got signs in the farm fields, which are visible all along Highway 101 and 101 and 118, cut right through the district. I've got the T-shirts, the marketing, the vehicle decals. It's up there. This is how you win. But Ventura County District 26 is absolutely flippable, and I am looking to flip a district that is right now 7 points Trump, and I stand 100% with Donald Trump. So yes, I am winning. It's absolutely winnable. This may be the only seat we flip in California because those other Republicans do not understand Ukraine is not our war. I go out there and I campaign. I talk to people every day, car washes, restaurants, bars, beauty salons. It doesn't matter. Nobody supports that war. Nobody. Okay, I've met 6 people that actually support the war. 6 men, none of whom are of military age. I had one guy that started to until his wife came up and literally said, Henry, shut up. Our grandsons are not going to fight and die in the Ukraine. But Republican.
By the way, the billions that we have given to this effort to pay off Biden's debt and so on,
Yes.
is if you were to figure it out and plan it out, that comes to about $22 million per day since the beginning of the conflict.
Depending upon how you count it, it's about 10 million an hour. I counted 10 million an hour that we're borrowing.
It's insane. It's out of control. And it's something that it's not even a NATO country. I mean, if you want to just.
We have no treaty to defend the Ukraine. We have treaties with almost 100 nations around the world for mutual defense. Ukraine is not one of them.
Yeah.
We are committing acts of war against Russia.
That's it. It's exactly right. I've been saying
this all along. People, they look at you like, are you? No, we are committing acts of war against Russia.
And they've been saying that we don't have boots on the ground, but we absolutely do. We have boots on the ground. Our own U.S. military members are there training people.
So here's a question I ask people. 1, do you need to put boots on the ground to be an act of war? Not under international law. The fact that we are giving them arms and ammunition is an act of war. Right there, straight up. 2, the United States Air Force cargo planes are flying cargo into the Kiev airport. Who do you think is flying a United States Air Force plane? Pretty sure it's U.S. Air Force personnel, right? Yeah, into a combat zone. Is that a legitimate target for Russia to attack the Kiev cargo terminal? Absolutely. They already did it once. So if Americans are killed, we're in the way. We have boots on the ground there. Now, they're not reporting any combat deaths, but it doesn't mean it's not an act of war.
And it doesn't mean that it's not happening. You just said they're not.
Oh, yeah, well, there's that too. Yeah,
they're not reporting. Bruce Boyer.
Nobody supports this war. It's an absolute win issue. But the Republican parties won't talk about it.
Listen, I've had so many people say, Charlie, I can't believe you haven't had Bruce Boyer on yet. And now I get it. I get it. And they're absolutely right. You are my kind of guy. But am I
entertaining too? Did we have fun? I had fun.
I want to encourage everyone to please help him. Because this is a very expensive proposition, especially everything that we've heard that he's going through and what's going on. And I want you to win that. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you $20 of my own money when you make it to the Senate, that you walk up to Chuck Schumer and flick him in the Adam's apple.
No. Remember, I'm going to Congress. Chuck's on the other side. I don't get to go talk to Chuck necessarily, but I will.
I keep thinking that you're running for Senate. You're actually running for
U.S. Congress District 26. That's basically Ventura County. So
Got
you
it.
got to live in the district, Ventura County, or Calabasas, Agoura, Westlake to vote for Bruce. So here's a couple of things that people can do. I got the money to make this happen. I'm good. I'm not
I don't
out there
I don't want you to
passing the
do
hat.
that any more than I want Donald Trump to be spending his own money, but he is. I don't want that. It shouldn't be that way. We
You
should be
shouldn't,
behind
but
him
it is.
because I guarantee you on the left, everybody is sending money to candidates that aren't running in their district because they know their little Scott Wiener clown and people like them
Don't get me
are
started on
safe.
him. We'll go another hour if you let me go there.
I
Let's
know,
not go.
I
Let's
know,
not talk about the
I
weed
know.
man.
We gotta go. We gotta
Okay.
go.
Okay. But no. So
here's
what can people do
my
to help?
point is the left is giving money to people who don't live in their district because they don't want guys like Bruce to win. It is imperative that they try and stop him. So we have to rally together. And if it's a grassroots thing, if you can do 20, 50, even $100, BruceBoyer4Congress.com. BruceBoyer4Congress.com. I
Thank you.
encourage you to please do
And
that
let me,
and
and
to
let me
help
make my
get
pitch.
get
So let
involved
me make a
and to
pitch.
share this show as long as it is. Share it.
Here's the pitch. If your Republican candidate is not standing with Trump, I suggest you tell him, you show him the check that you're writing to me, and you tell him this check should have your name on it, but you don't stand with Trump. So we're going to send the check to the guy that does stand with Trump. And if it's not you, it's going to go to Bruce. And all these Republicans up and down the state that will not stand with Trump, there's a reason. They're afraid. They don't think Trump's the way to win. Show them. Send them a copy of that check, put it in an envelope, mail it to them. Let them see that you actually walk the walk, not just talk the talk. Look, 25, 50 bucks, and $100. If money's a struggle for you, which it is for most people right now, you know what? I'm okay. I'm going to win without the 25 or 50 bucks. If you are in a position to really move it as a big donor, I have a PAC that's set up. I can't, quote, interact with the PAC, but there is a PAC for the bigger donors. Let it go through the PAC. Also, for people that want to be anonymous, which I encourage everyone to be. So if you're writing that check for $100 or more, I suggest anonymity. It's our right to vote in secret. You can go into the PAC, and then the PAC gives you anonymity as to that as well. Now, for those of you that don't want to write a check, or what can you do? That's fine. There's a lot you can do. I am crushing this on social media. I don't like Facebook for a lot of reasons, as you probably don't, or Instagram. However, that's where people are communicating. Go onto my Facebook page, repost this stuff, do it on Instagram. I'm on X. Push the word out. Part of the goal here is to get the other candidates to understand Trump is the way to win. We need to push Trump. We need Donald Trump in the White House in 2024. If I get elected and we don't have Donald Trump, I don't know, maybe I'm just a speed bump. I'll be a tough speed bump, but we've got to get Donald Trump elected, and that means we need momentum in every single state. So do that. Also, you have people that live in 805. Most of 805 is Ventura County. Let them know who Bruce is. All of my flyers, my graphics, it's all up on the website. Take it and download it. Next, there's a lot of fun stuff on my website. Who doesn't want a second A decal? Who doesn't want a Ukraine's not our war? We support our cops. Make America cowboy again. You want that? No problem. You know what? Send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. Tell me what you want. I'll put the stickers in there for you. I want you to be able to have it and show your support for what we're all fighting for. So that's what you can do. And tell the other candidates, Bruce figures out how to win because Bruce stands with the people and Bruce stands with Donald Trump.
I pray. You're going to be on my list. I'm going to pray for you and
Thank you.
pray that you win.
Put me on those prayer lists too. Thank you for reminding me. Put me on those prayer lists.
Everybody,
Yes.
please do that. And for his safety, because there's a
Yes.
whole lot of people who would love to see him go away. So
We haven't
pray
talked
for him.
about that, but anytime you run for office and you stand for your
Right, sure.
country, you're going to get attacked. My stuff's out there attacked. My sign bikes are attacked and vandalized. I've offered a $2,500 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of anybody that's vandalizing or stealing my sign bikes. They're going to continue to do it, and somebody's going to get some rewards, and people are going to get prosecuted. And it's going to be quite interesting who's behind them when we sue them in federal court for interfering with a federal campaign. Again, I am a nice guy, but when you do things like you mess with my kids or you mess with my country, you are walking on the fighting side of me. Yeah, we're going to go to Fifth City. We're going to go everywhere we got to go.
You know who you just
Exactly.
quoted? Do you realize who you just quoted?
I know. I figured you'd know it. I don't know if the audience did, so I'll let you explain it to them. What do you think they came up with? If you don't love it, leave it.
My fellow Bakersfieldian Merle Haggard. He just quoted the Hag. Wow, I'm really behind you now, buddy.
We got karaoke night coming up. Guess what I'm singing?
Good, the fighting side of me.
I think I want to do both.
Fighting
Yeah.
side of me. There
Yep.
you go, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what it's got to be. You know, we have a country to save. I served in the Army. I enlisted because I wanted to serve my country.
Wow.
I mean, I enlisted out of college. I didn't go there for a job skill. I knew what I was going to do. I want to serve my country. I'm a fifth generation American soldier. I'm one of only two that served and came home intact. Yes, we've paid the price. Yes,
Well,
I'm not walking away from this.
Hey, what rank did you leave with?
I was a Spec 4. I could have advanced much higher. I was actually in an officer candidate program with the United States Army Reserves, and family came in, and I couldn't do everything, and that means I had to walk away from my scholarship to UCLA and be in the ROTC program and be a United States Army officer.
That's too bad.
But I supported my family.
If you could have made sergeant or lieutenant, depending on which way you went, you would have increased your retirement.
No, I was in the office. I was already approved. I was in the officers training program. I mean, I would have been minted as a second lieutenant and gone up from there. I mean, by the time the Gulf War happened, I probably would have been a captain. I would have been deployed. For reasons I cannot explain, I did not get deployed to the Gulf War. I was a nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare NCO. Why I didn't get called up, I don't know.
Did you know that about him? Did you know that about him? I didn't even know that. Dude, on top of everything else, you're quite brilliant. So thank you so much.
I'm not, but that's okay. As long as I give the impression I'm smart, I suppose that's what it counts, right? Yeah, you want to know about nuclear, biological, chemical warfare? Yes. You want to know? Yeah. I mean, for a guy that went to a cow college, I'm told I know an awful lot about an awful lot of things. Yes, I do.
Yeah, definitely the most interesting man in the room right now at this point. So,
hang on, there ain't nobody else here. Wait, okay, I'll take it.
Thank you so
and I'm
much
a better dancer than anybody else in the room, too. Yes. Singing wise, I make no pretenses to that. We have a rule. You can't be a good singer and musician and be a good dancer. So I'm a dance guy.
There you go. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, hey, Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, they'll prove you wrong. But
hey, they didn't sing or play a musical instrument. Yeah, see, it's unfair. You got to do one or the other.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's why we don't teach musicians how to dance. Not that they could learn, but
BruceBoyer4Congress.com. BruceBoyer4Congress.com. Thank you, my friend.
So we got a lot more to talk about. I'm sure you'll find a more interesting guest. Not, but when you don't, you call me back on and we'll talk about more. Yes.
I'd love to have you on again. We've already been on for an hour and a half though. So I got to run. Son.
Look, as long as it's interesting and we have a good time, or at least I have a good time. That's what matters to me.
As long as you have a good time.
Hey, that's a rule. I have to have a good time. If the other people don't have a good time, deal with it. Right. DWI, deal with it, right?
Well done.
I try to make sure everybody has a good time, but there's certain people that just want to be naughty, and they have to get a spanking, and they're not gonna, if they don't enjoy it. I'm sorry, it's just they shouldn't have done what they did, and consequences is what you have to pay, right?
Yeah. How about that?
They had the choice to do right or wrong. They did wrong. They got to pay the consequences. It's not personal, just application, right?
Amen. Equal application of the law, which unfortunately you have not been experiencing, but I hope that all changes.
Ooh, I haven't gotten the opportunity to do that, but as a member of Congress, I can. My background, after I got out of the Army, which was after I was out of college, I've been in the private security sector pretty much my entire career. I mean, I do other things as well too, but stopping crooks, catching crooks, yeah, that's kind of what I do for a living. Kind of good that I'm going to go to Congress. I hear there's a few crooks in DC
that need to be routed.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, guess what kind of friends I tend to have?
Law enforcement.
Yeah, retired cops, private investigator guys,
bikers.
Wait, I'm at Chopper Fest. Chopper Fest, Ventura County on February 11th. I'm at Chopper Fest.
See?
Yes. Come
There
see
you
Bruce at Chopperfest.
go. Okay.
No, I do not ride a motorcycle. No, but I will get on anybody else's motorcycle and take a picture with them if they're riding the motorcycle. I gave up motorcycles decades ago. I like both my legs. You guys are way too risky for me. I don't do that. But no, Bruce is going to be at Chopper Fest on February 11th. We have the Trump trains down here. Do you have the Trump trains up in Sacramento? Because I know they got them
Yeah,
up in-
I'm actually part of Freedom Riders 1776, and we're getting a whole group
That's
going
right.
down to
We had
the
a-
southern border.
We had a great Trump train last Saturday.
Yeah.
Pouring rain. Everybody was out. It was just a great time. For those of you that have not been part of a Trump train, get out and have some fun. Be
Like
a
it.
part of a Trump train. You
That's
don't
right.
have to have a truck. You don't have to have a motorcycle.
Nope.
You
Don't even
know-
have to have a flag for your vehicle. It doesn't matter. Just come on along.
Oh, there's somebody that'll sell
Camaraderie.
you a flag for $5, whatever. You know what?
Maybe.
Even if you don't have a vehicle, I guarantee you somebody will ask you to ride. They will beg you to ride with them. It is
Yeah.
the most fun. Get out there for a Trump train. We have Trump trains coming for Simi Valley on the 17th of February, and then there's a President's Day Trump train as well. One of the things that I do as a candidate, I sponsor the Trump trains, which means what? I put the word out. And if you're going to have an event, what do you need to make sure the event's fun? What do you need?
Dancing girls.
Yes. But I haven't worked on that one. But I am working on a band for the next one. But
Okay.
also, what do I like to do at any event that I hold? Come on, you already know this, Charlie.
Yodel.
No, I'm not really the yodeler. I'm the dance guy.
No, you
Prizes.
keep-
I give out prizes.
Yeah, giveaways.
Of
Okay,
course.
good. Okay.
We give out life-size cardboard cutouts of Donald Trump. That's the first. That's the top
good,
prize.
very good. My group up here, Freedom Riders 1776, a bunch of them are going down to your Trump train in Simi Valley.
Awesome. Yeah. Look forward to seeing you on that. And
Yeah, you'll
for
love
anybody that's not come to Chopper Fest on the 11th. No, there's this is winnable. California is winnable. Again, ask the questions. Ask the questions. 90% of the people that do not agree with you will agree with you if you ask them the right questions. Don't argue. In sales, we teach if you win the argument, you lose the sale. Don't argue. Ask questions and find agreement and then go, we agree, we agree, we agree, we agree, we agree, we agree. The other thing that candidates need to learn, because most candidates aren't salesmen, many of them are attorneys who are trained to do what? Argue.
Are you? Yeah.
Okay. Attorneys are trained to argue, win the argument. That may work in a courtroom, but it doesn't work in the campaign trail because campaigns are about selling. And in sales, we learn don't argue. You win the argument, you lose the sale. You lose the argument and you win the sale. How do you lose the argument? Well, you never have an argument. You find things to agree with. The other thing that we teach in sales, once you have the sale, shut up.
Yes, the
Don't
closing
talk.
question, then shut up.
Close the deal, shake their hand, thank them for earning their vote, and move on.
And
Don't-
then you'll get some smart ass like me giving a smart ass response. But
Right.
thank you so much for your time.
All right.
this is Bruce Boyer. All right, my friend. Talk to you soon. We will do this again.
Soon. We're doing it. We're winning. We're taking back our California. We're not going to run. We're not going to surrender, and we're not going to lose. We are going to win. We have a country to save. Let's get to work. Get busy.
I'm CharLee Simons. This is Do Not Talk. You can find us at rumble.com/do not talk. Rumble.com/do not talk. You want to help this ministry, and which is what it is. I don't get paid for this. This is all for the Lord. This is all to introduce people like Bruce Boyer to you. You can help support it by buying some of our products, our merchandise there. This God Family Country shirt is on our website at do-not-talk.com, or get yourself one of these awesome 15-ounce mugs right there. Religion and politics, two things we talk about on Do Not Talk. May God bless you and keep you. May God bless America. But most importantly,